What's going on, everybody? Welcome to NESN Bets Kickoff, Week 1 edition. I'm Claudia Bellofatto, joined by former Patriots running back LeGarrette Blount. LG, the NFL is back, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Can't wait. Can't wait. Thank you guys for having me. Always a pleasure.
Of course, it's going to be an awesome season with you. Let's talk about the craziness of this line because the Chiefs opened a 7-point favorite, touchdown favorite at home to no surprise. Then we get this news that Kelsey hyperextended his knee at practice, and all of a sudden money comes in on the Lions. So this line has been moving all over the place from 4.5 to 4. I'm seeing mostly 4s across the board. I just went on FanDuel, Chiefs minus 3.5. So that line's money has come in because we finally know now that Kelsey is officially ruled out. I want to know what your thought was on this game before we got that news and what your thought is now that we know he's out.
My thought on just Kelsey not playing. So if he doesn't play, obviously the Kansas City Chiefs have, still a lot of firepower on offense. They got Valdez-Scantling, Pacheco. They got Moore, they got Tony, they got a lot of guys on offense that can still make it happen. They got a lot of speed and a lot of explosiveness against a not so great Lions defense. So I wasn't too worried about if they were going to win or lose. But if you're going for the points, that points from them 7 points from Kelsey, that's going to hurt you.
Yeah, I was surprised that it moved that much because when we talk about how much a player is worth to the line, you would think 2 points, but this line has moved crazy. So if you wanted the points, I mean, you sort of lost the boat on that. We got a question because we have our own questions here, but then also fans can send in questions on
3.5 ain't
Facebook.
bad either now.
Yeah, that's true. So Jessica wants to know which Lions running back will have a better game. Now, you just talked about some of the weapons for the Chiefs. I want to talk Detroit, though. I've been all over Jahmyr Gibbs, and I don't know if I'm hyping him up too much, if I'm buying into the hype on him too much, but his line set at 38.5 rush yards. David Montgomery, 52.5 rush yards, so a little bit higher, which makes sense because Gibbs is a rookie. But what's your take? If you had to answer this question, which running back will have a better game, Montgomery or Gibbs?
I'm gonna say Montgomery will probably have a better game. I think he's gonna get the fair share of the carries. Gibbs is going to be used more in a more limited role. He's going to catch the ball a lot, I'm assuming. He's really good out of the backfield. He's a really good player in space. So I think that he'll be utilized in in that manner. But as far as the carries and as far as the yardage go, he's a really good running back, and 38.5 is pretty low for a guy that I think is going to be a vital part of the offense and the success of this Detroit Lions football team. If I had to go with one of the two, I'm gonna definitely go with Gibbs over 38.5. I just feel like he'll get more than 10 yards a quarter. One big run and he's there.
Well, he's so versatile, too. They can use him in so many ways, like catching passes like he did at Bama. He led all players in catches.
Oh, yeah,
He also led in carries and touchdowns. So I want to ask you, in that position, how tough is it? Because we're all saying, how well he did at Bama, but what is that transition going to be like for him from college to the NFL?
I think if they put him in the right position, if they don't try to overuse him, if they don't try to use him as a banger, first, second down, in between the tackles type guy, if they kind of use him the way, the Saints use AK or, the Chargers use Eckler, the way that, McCaffrey is used, guys like that, that's where you maximize his potential. You get the most out of him, and you don't wear him down early. You have him, fresh for a full football season. David Montgomery should be your first and second down guy. He has a really good skill set, or Gibbs has a really good skill set to be good in really good in space.
So Jessica, there you go. There's your answer. We got another question from Mark. This goes back to our previous conversation. He said, which one of the Chiefs' lesser known receivers will make an impact? Now, lesser known, of course, is basically just someone not Travis Kelce. So you mentioned MVS, Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney. Out of those guys, whose number do you like? Who do you feel the most comfortable with, regardless of what the number is?
The guy that I'm most comfortable with, I'm going to say Valdez-Scantling because he's the most proven guy. He played with A-Rod. He's been in big games before. He's pretty, he's a pretty good route runner. He's fast, and he has good hands. He's been in big games before. Obviously, this is the first game of the season and being a Thursday night football game against the defending champs, or well, against the Detroit Lions with the defending champs for his first time. Um, I think that they're going to go out there and try to prove a point. I like Valdez-Scantling a lot.
So we've talked about the weapons, but we got to talk about the quarterbacks, because even if Patrick Mahomes doesn't have Kelsey, I was the one, and I stand up here, I admit when they lost to Tyreek Hill, I said, well, he can't look as good as he did before, right? So now we're in that same situation. If he doesn't have Travis Kelsey in this one game, is he going to be the same quarterback? Now, the market did change his number. They moved his number with this news coming out. It went from 295.5 yards to now 279.5. So the question is, it's still Mahomes. Would you go over that passing yards number?
Ooh. Again, against a defense that didn't play that well last year, I'm willing to bet over that number. Even though they didn't drop it a lot, you're still taking Mahomes over 280 passing in the opening game in Arrowhead. I think it's going to have more than enough attempts and chances to get to that 280.
Yeah, Detroit allowed the third most passing yards a game, and Mahomes averaged almost 310 a game. Now, again, that's going to be tougher without Kelsey there, but with the defense, even if it is a little bit more improved, I think he could get there. Now, I feel like Goff gets no love, but let's talk about him. 258.5 passing yards, 1.5 passing touchdowns. It's a really high total for this game, expected to be a good amount of back and forth. Before, we thought the Lions would be playing from behind. The market now thinks it'll be a tighter game. But regardless, we know Goff can throw it. They're going to need him to throw it to keep up with Mahomes. So what do you think about that number, 258.5 passing yards?
With Marvin Jones, obviously with him being there, I think that gives them another element of passing. And again, Jahmyr Gibbs will be a passing threat. He will be a receiving threat. So, having Marvin there, and just having, obviously that other guys as the Gibbs guy as a weapon. I don't know if he's gonna get that because this Chiefs defense is good, but they are without their very best player in Chris Jones. So that might be a little bit more encouraging if you want to go with the over right there. Not having Chris Jones to apply pressure to Jared Goff is huge. It's huge. So if it were me, I'm still not going over that 258. That's again, that's a lot from a team that don't have a lot of weapons on offense. They got some good weapons, but they don't have the caliber weapons that I think can turn it up for Jared Goff in this game. And again, they're in Arrowhead.
Not easy. It's not easy.
Not easy.
Yet this total is high. Open 53.5. Got down to 52, as low as 52. There was buyback back on the over. We're seeing 53s across the board. So it's sounding like you maybe don't have as much faith in this Lions offense to get it done. So would you go under now with Kelsey out for the Chiefs? What do you think on that total?
Well, that's tough. I don't have a lot of confidence in the Lions offense, but the Chiefs can go score 35, so that's what makes it tough. If I had to 100% choose, I'm gonna go with the under right here. The unpopular opinion. I'm gonna go with the under right here. I think that not having Kelsey is a huge blow to the overall score. That takes away 7, even 10 points if he can get them in field goal range a time or two. So I'm going with the under right here.
Lions did put up points on the board. They gave up a lot of points, but they did score on offense. So I might be heads up with you there. I think I'd go over. And because I like the over, I think there's a lot of opportunity for a lot of different players to find the end zone. And I'm curious because somebody's got to score, right? Both teams can. If you had to pick somebody or maybe a few guys, who would you pick to score a touchdown?
Oh, I'm picking Pacheco to score a touchdown. Hands down, I'm picking Pacheco to score a touchdown. I'm picking Pacheco to maybe even go for 100 yards rushing or more. I like him a lot. That's the guy that I would bet my money on that will definitely score a touchdown today or tonight. I like Montgomery as well. The Lions do tend to run the football a lot in the red zone, so I like Montgomery to score a touchdown as well. Those are my two guys.
I'm mad at myself. I don't know how I just skipped over Pacheco because I've been talking about him all day, every day. It feels like for the last 3 weeks. So yeah, thank you. 51.5 is the number they set it at. Did anybody see the second half of last season? He completely blew up. So he easily passed this 8 of those last 9 games. Okay, so we're on the same page there. You like him to score. We both like him to go over yards. How did we miss that one?
I don't know how we missed that. That's you know, you got to make sure you got all your T's crossed and your I's dotted when it comes to this.
One more viewer question from Boris. Do you think Patrick Mahomes will rush for a touchdown?
Ooh, that's always tricky.
Had 4 last season.
So I'm gonna say no. I don't think that Mahomes will rush for a touchdown this game. Again, you know, his red zone threat is gone with that being Travis Kelce. But I think that gives more leeway to Pacheco to get more yards and more carries. I think that's where they offset that unbalance at.
Who cares about Mahomes? We want Pacheco. That's it. LG, thank you so much. Everybody else, thank you for tuning in. Have fun tonight. Good luck in the game. Hopefully you make some money. This is the PNC Studio Bank, helping to make things easier.